Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. Well, as we left off in the last session, we found ourselves here. We were trying to, I believe, wash some dead, stinky smell off our hand/arm, having stuck it in the mouth of a dead man, up into the brain, pulling out a bullet, just like the super cop that we are. And we've also found out who the murderers are, potentially, although we kind of think it's a cover-up. They dragged him to the tree and hung him up, but somebody else was the killer. That's the inclination that we're getting. Anyway, it's 12:36. We spent our time reading case files in our recently found folder, which was in the bin behind the whirling in rags. We were wasting time reading it and looking at our old cases, thinking, we've got all the time in the world, when really we do not have all the time in the world because we need a place to stay. 20 real it costs to stay here, and if we don't get this by close of play tonight, we might find ourselves in a spot of trouble. So we can't afford to waste time. We need to concentrate on getting some money. Alternatively, we need to find ourselves a place to stay. The long, lonesome way home. Yeah, that might be the next thought for us to look at, because if we can remember where we live, then that's a starter, isn't it? Who needs the whirling rags? I know we don't live in this particular area, but it might prompt something. It might prompt something, so we better rack our memory, rack our brain cells here, get them into motion to figure out just what the hell's going on. So we've only got literally like 3 minutes left until this is finished. The old precarious world. So once this is finished, straight into that one. Now is the time to internalise that. It's getting desperate. Right then. So what's the plan of attack for today? Well, the plan of attack is we're going to go downstairs, speak with Gart about the dumpster behind the whirling in rags, just to see if he's got any information about who might have put the dead man's clothes in there. And then when we finish talking to him, we're going straight over the road to the truckers to speak to them about potential drug issues, drug smuggling. And then once we finish that, we then have a decision to make. If we get information that we need, do we speak with Joyce first, or do we speak with Evrart Claire? That is going to be the crux of the session. Yeah, so speak with Gart first for that. Whilst looking for some drugs, of course. Let's not forget that, eh? Yeah, that's the only things that are really concerning us. Okay, let's proceed onwards with today's session then, shall we?
Can I help you?
Yes, I found the victim's clothes in the trash container out back. I was wondering if you might be able to provide me with some information. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Oh, could one of your staff members have put them there? Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Anyone else have keys to the trash container? The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though. Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. On Clinton Street, near the Buggy Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs. Kisaragi turns to Gart, thanking him. Yeah, thanks for nothing, more like. Let's take a look then at what that means. It means that we're going to have to stumble across that at some point. And given this man's superstardom cop status, according to our little journal, you know, all those cases solved and minimum amount of murders. I say murders, legal murders, of course. Killing people that needed killing. Gives the game away that he was kind of a good cop in his day. He's taken a turn for the worse now, but... Is that supposed to intimidate us? I don't buy it, buddy. I don't buy it. Alright, so there's 3 skill points to use. I'm sure you'll be screaming out at the screen. And it's the same old... skills, I'm afraid. It was very close. We were literally a point away from putting a point into logic. 1 positive check away from that. But it's the old Inland Empire, electrochemistry, leading us astray, and Half-Light, of course. So there you go. Getting more and more unhinged as time progresses.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
I've got a spare change, have you? Look, we're getting desperate, okay? Huh? Sudden financial duties snap him out of his days. Oh no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. They who? The bosses, man. I suppose makes sense. First work, then pay, right? Makes sense. It sucks what it does. Yeah, whatever. Right, you seem like a man who knows about drugs. Let's just come out with it. Cut to the chase here. Oh man, me and narcotics go way back. He folds his hands behind his head and leans back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But he pauses, letting the memory dissipate. Those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? I need to get high. Let's be subtle about this. And I'm looking for a dealer. Hey man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment on me? Entrapment? Don't be silly. Of course not. Do I look like the entrapping kind? He rubs his jaw. Then what's your deal here? Okay, no choice but to come straight out of it. Let me be straight. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Lieutenant steps in. We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbour to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock. Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Really? Well, who do you think could be involved? Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revershaw. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions. Damn. Or a woman, perhaps? Bye for now. The precarious world! Thought complete! How not to lose? Critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. Is that good? Yeah, that's good, surely, right? It's impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Turn into salt or a flock of seagulls. Your enemies would love that. Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting. There you go. Precarious world. So critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. The success threshold's being lowered is good. The failure threshold's been lowered. Is that going to also help? I can't get my head around it. I think that's not good, is it? So it's just the shifting. It's just shifting it down, isn't it? Right. Anyway, Lonesome Long Way Home. That is next on our list. We need some way to identify where on earth we're going to sleep if we don't get enough money. Whilst looking for a trucker that's smuggling drugs. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay, so yeah, getting to the point where we now confront her about the smuggling of drugs through Terminal B. Her shoulder bones crack as she shrugs. Maybe, probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Yeah, you said earlier you didn't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs? Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Sarmirizia to Grad on the U41A. She sounded Spanish, right? That's a bad Spanish accent. What do you think they take from Sarmirizia to Grad? I don't know, that's what I'm asking. Diamonds. Obviously. She grins. Damn this. Make her answer. Okay, asking who she thinks might be smuggling drugs around here. Easy, it's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. She squints across the square. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. That's correct. There is no visibility of any others. So if you're not involved, why are you still waiting here? Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music or the seagulls. Look at all the colours and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back to where it will. To the Great Plains. I think we're done here. I think you might be right. So she doesn't have it, and that skinny man doesn't. I'm not convinced that guy over there isn't involved. I don't know if we can press him any further. I'm just going to take a quick swing and a loop round. Make sure that there's no other truckers in this hullabaloo here that we can speak to. Maybe even... But he's not a trucker though, is he? These aren't truckers, and I'm sure it says... The jam mystery. Interrogate the drivers about this. There are 3 drivers at the intersection. Okay, so we found 2. Who's the 3rd? Who is the 3rd driver? Are we missing one? He's not a driver, is he?
Right to work! Right to work!
Nah. This guy? You a driver?
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Okay, can't ask about drugs, but we can ask about the Hardy Boys. Los Hardys, he smiles. They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that, except it's Evrat's law. He takes a swig from his flask. But really, they're just like you. Okay. Can't give the game away that we went inside Weasel's property. We weren't supposed to, after all. Right, we're missing a truck driver. Is he a truck driver? He's a racist man, but is he a truck driver? I think he's selling these magazines.
Welcome to Revachol.
He is a truck driver. Yeah, Revachol. That's where we are, isn't it?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me.
Oh
My
dear.
grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in this city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
That's right, Kim. You stand up for yourself. We're just going to sit back and watch him work his charms.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Limbo? What limbo? What's going on?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Evrart. It's a lorry driver thing.
No, it's not. But anyway, we'll let it slide for now, surely. Well, he's not letting it slide, is he?
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here. That I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Well, wow, we've never seen Kim this angry. Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine. Oh, we always feel like that, but I don't think Kim would appreciate it. Yeah, we just got to get to the questions. Oh, I kind of want to do that. Fucking hey, Kim, I got you back here, buddy. Yeah, you racist scumbag. That told him, didn't it? We can't resist.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lorryman spits. The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness. Right, now that he's got that off your chest and we're all in the current position now, let's just get to the questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
I found this mug in the trash. Yours? Given the situation, it's actually quite appropriate. No, we won't push that. What are you hauling? Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up? Apples. Apples? Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? He's giving you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested. No, I wasn't bested! What's your stance on drugs? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Why not? You know where that shit comes from. Saramiriza, Safre, Ilmara, they take money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. Oh. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez? Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe. So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B? I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. He puffs on his cigarette. Then what are you doing? Hanging around here? Most other camionneurs have left. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer. There was a bunch of spill boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby. Yeah, I did see a lorry. Trailer doors open. Spill boxes. Do you know what happened? Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Whirling in Rags when some kip boy smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. He takes a long suck on his cigarette, appearing to savour the taste. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. Yes, serves him right. Smuggling drugs, no doubt. And they've come for the fill. The man shakes his head dismayed, furiously pulling on his cigarette. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. First, it's not you running drugs, and who is? Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sileng, that beady-eyed South Samaritan. He spits on the ground. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. Who's that? He's a Samaritan guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer's stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. And where do I find this man? Just follow the smell. It smells like apricots and oil when you're nearby. The lorry man lets out a raspy croak at his own sense of humour. Yes, yes. Where is he? Looks like I offended your partner there. He doesn't look at the lieutenant. Too bad. Silang's usually a little bit south of here near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He nods in a sagely manner. Then another puff of that cigarette. He's your man, all right. 100%. I wouldn't be so sure about it, not until we've heard what Silang himself has to say. Yeah, well, looks like we're going to be paying him a visit, doesn't it? Here, recognise this mug? We say in almost jest. Right up your alley, this, isn't it? He stares at the yellow man mug, then suddenly explodes laughing. Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while. It's yours. God damn, he wipes the tears from his eyes. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Oh my god, we leveled up. Right, okay, fine. Let's just quickly go into the shop, please. Saffron picker. What did he say? I missed that. Let's see if I can sell some postcards. We need money, man. We need money. Do you buy anything, my dear? How do you sell to this woman? I want to sell you some stuff, love. I've got things to sell.
Is this about the questions again? 'Cause
No.
I don't really know anything.
I want to sell some stuff. How do I sell stuff to you? Wait a minute, let's leave here. Can we sell to the machine, maybe? I'll sell me postcards. One bottle is 10 cents. Wow. I don't know. How do you sell to the flipping... Maybe there? No. It's gotta be... How do you sell? Do you sell speed at this establishment? Really? She's already told us she doesn't do illegals. We'll ask when he's taking the body away and we're on our own. Right, okay, I might have to just have a quick look at how to, you know, sell our stuff for the next session. Because time's ticking and we've got 3 real and we need another 17. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got... Interrogate the drivers about the smuggling. There's one driver down south. Where's our map? So down here near the canal. Do we go there first or do we go speak to Evrart Claire? You know what? Let's go speak to Evrart Claire. Last time we spoke to him, he gave us a big check. He may reward us for getting entrance into the apartment of that weasel. Okay, here we go. Save. Let's see what Mr. Claire has to say for himself. He's going to know we've entered the house, isn't he? He strikes me as the kind of guy that's going to know that. Eyes and ears everywhere. I won't be sitting down this time either.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
Ah, thank you. You spared me. I made it even stronger. And we've met Joyce. We may actually bring that up with him. See how he reacts. In fact, we'll do that now. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten round to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals, is that so? We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends. And I helped you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy. What happened to the previous negotiator? Mr. Gaumont? What do you mean, Harry? The big man sounds annoyed. Nothing, I let go. I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God only knows how long he's got left. You called him a midget, did he? Harry, he exclaims, indignant. I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Maybe that's something we were told by Joyce that I missed. Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Abruptly he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. It's hard to say if he really lost his temper or if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly. Yeah, well, Joyce said he vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry. The woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. The man frowns disapprovingly. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Is that so? And why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would, and I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Okay. Of course, Harry, of course. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discussed here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she's doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember none of this. He makes an all-encompassing gesture. It's a secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. He looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind. This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay. Right, let's cut to the chase here. I opened the door, you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry, he says with a smile. One question, you didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you? I may have... how do we approach this? This could be a test. You know what, we're going to be honest here. This could be a test. And with the police, we go where we wish. Yeah, and we're going to raise the mugs because we've got one in our possession. I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs. Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. He shakes his head. Pissing on Evrart's Rainbow Coalition. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. He pretends to roll up his sleeves. Real police work is going to start happening now. I promise you, Harry. This is going to be good. Yeah. This mug, right? This could have something to do with something, you know. It's been brought up so many times. I'm kind of thinking, is this to do with the murder? The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes. Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? He clubs his head with both hands. You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people with the power of politics. Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder? Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. He shakes his head, laughing. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you. but this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers. Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right? He imitates bashing something with an imaginary baton. That's not how you baton someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just a baton. No. You have to put your weight behind it if you want to do real damage, probably emphasizing the word weight as a jibe. Oh, Harry! He burst out laughing. Thanks for the tip. I'll leave doing the real damage to you. You are the real police officer after all, not me. I read about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat caps. I'm listening. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries. You mean our victim? He nods gravely. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they sent hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yusuf, Semenine, Saramirza, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children. For the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Those Senorita Pineapple people are scary motherfuckers. Decimating your state if you don't give them your pineapples. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Evershaw into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. You got a village elephant? Go on. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Go on. About my fun container, he chuckles. It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows, maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. His face turns serious. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, little rapey. He shakes his head. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out in trees. By negotiator you mean Joyce? Harry, he says, ignoring the lieutenant. What you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough, we push back. And when we do, he raises his finger, we push to kill. An entire neighborhood of killers. Who exactly did the pushing? There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. He nods to you and the lieutenant. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow. So these idealists killed our victim? One day, Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, Boss, Socialist Democrat fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land. He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. He chuckles. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this? Oh, no, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. He chuckles. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them. We'll kind of get to this at the end, maybe. Yeah. This lawyer girl. Oh, Liz is a bright one, he grins broadly. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy, but hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. He slams his fist on the desk. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. So you believe the scabs were organised by the security contractor? You said it. Hell. The fist slams on the desk again. One of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that just don't happen to show up during strikes. Tell me about the Titus Hardy and his crew. Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them. Exemplary union members. All working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. He starts laughing. Gotta love his initiative. Interesting. Who's second in command? They're almost all of them. Great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. Separate one from the herd. Separate one from the herd. Yeah, the fat one. Which of the Hardy boys is your least favourite? Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. Thought so. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy. So let's say something happens to Fat Angus, say citizen's arrest. You would die, Harry, he says, grinning. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Débardeurs Union and the citizens' militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. He points to the lieutenant. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry, he starts laughing. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends. He sits back and looks you in the eye with a wide smile. Look, I met these Hardys. They were cooperative in a way in the end. You know, maybe if we can ensure a bit smoother cooperation? Yeah. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend, Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk. You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say. Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, yes, please take it. I need money. Don't ask questions. The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks... Look, I need a place to stay, all right? Don't look at me like that. Good boy, a real team player. He rubs his hands together. Now, do you have any more questions? Yeah, well, it's more of a statement, really. There was a bullet in the hangman's head. So they shot him? He sounds pleasantly surprised. He was shot in the head before he was hanged. How odd. The man shrugs. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look in the yard. What I do know is the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed. I don't want to conclude. Was it a good talk? He leans back suddenly worried. I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez, and of course I also wanted you to find your gun, but great sadness comes over him. But it's like I can't completely trust you yet. yet. Yes, Harry, yes. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left, he says, slowly shaking his head. I want to, but I just can't. A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat? He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats. I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me. I just do what I do. What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you you forgot about it? Or does it think it wants to be found? He picks something from his teeth. I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you. And what would this entail? Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper. He pulls out an envelope. And then mail it to my accountant in the Delta. What are the signatures for? I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. He grins broadly. It will be righteous. We're going to get those teenagers off drugs. And on roller skates. Roller skating? Not drugs, Harry. You like this. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Those people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground. Where is this place, exactly? On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there. A little village, they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry. Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit. What will happen to the current occupants? They're just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings, right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie. Fine, I may ask them about it if I'm in the area. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, he hands you an open white envelope. Containing cash, hopefully. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Pawn shop, there we go. Could be a good place to start looking for our gun. Oh, yeah, there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. So we can't get across until Wednesday morning. And then we can start looking for that cryptozoologist guy as well. Right. Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Perfect. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in the Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. He runs his fingers through his thin hair. I'm told the Union is involved in the... Ooh, should we go there? No, not yet. He's holding information back. We will too. Talk later. See you soon, Debardo. The big man raises his hand in farewell. Just kidding. But not too much. Wow. An enlightening conversation. We've got something. A white envelope. Stamped with a stamp attached to the upper right corner. Legal documents inside. 2 names printed. Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. 12-14 month construction period. 12 to 40 month. Zoning plan. Let's look at the zoning plan. The youth centre cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. Try to find a loophole in the deal. Go on. Damn! There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read. Oh, bugger. Kim? Right in front of him, we're opening the envelope. You're like, you know, here we go, having a bit of a nosy. What do you think, Kim? I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. The lieutenant replies, flipping through the documents. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but... Wow, his approval. Okay. Righty-ho then. So I think that's going to call a close to the session here. 2 signatures. But not until Wednesday morning. Right then. Fine and dandy. So, we've got a bit more coin, but nowhere near enough for us to stay the night in the old whirling rags, but only 12 more to go. I'm sure we'll get there. So join me next time when we'll figure out what we're going to do next. Until then, it's bye for now.